Namaste friends. Today I'm going to talk about how Japan's yen, US Treasury flows and new settlement system is a rupee alert for India. May I request all of you to peruse the disclaimer at the end of the video carefully before we proceed further. So here we go. Recent commentaries have linked yen moves, yen being the Japanese currency, US Treasury flows and de-dollarisation into a single narrative aimed towards simplistic assumption that portends doomsday for US dollar and the economy. So I felt that a more realistic and a balanced understanding is need of the hour so that we may make correct decisions for ourselves. To put it simply, a more useful framing is to separate the whole event into a cyclical market dynamics, which are short-term ups and downs driven by business cycles, rate changes, liquidity, and sentiments, from the structural changes, which are more long-term shifts, and how the economy market works, like the new payment system, demographics, technology, or the supply chain management. Let us understand what is the recent Japan currency stability and global spillover means for all of us. Japan is sitting on a huge debt, and the debt to GDP ratio is to the tune of 250%. Its currency has been depreciating against the US dollar, and the inflation also in the country is pretty high. Remember that Japan remains a major holder of US treasuries, and shifts in reporting holding should be interpreted very cautiously, as they can reflect just simple portfolio rebalancing, hedging costs, or reserve management, rather than single directional sell signal as is being interpreted widely. The main way this spreads to global market is that if Japan rates are expected to rise or the yen strengthens, investors unwind their leveraged positions, which can reduce risk taking and ripple into bonds, stocks, and emerging market currencies as well. Now, the structural trend with gradual diversification of the settlement platform, which is steadily going to affect global trade and settlement mechanism, is a very important aspect that we must try to understand. Some economies are expanding non-SWIFT payment and settlement option through regional systems, bilateral arrangement, and platforms such as China's CIPS. This should be viewed as incremental infrastructure diversification rather than an immediate replacement of dollar-centric system. So I'm not going to be carried away with the belief that SWIFT system is going to vanish in no time. Then coming back to gold, accumulation by the central banks has been happening quite fervently, more as a support diversification strategy. So what happens if dollars become stronger and the rupee weakens? Imports get costlier. India pays more rupee for crude, gas, electronics, fertilizer, petrol, diesel prices, and inflation pressure can rise. But exports become more competitive. So Indian goods look cheaper to foreign buyers, and this can help exporters if demand is stable for them. Companies in the IT and pharma sector are earning in US dollars, which translates into more rupee for them, often seen as a positive for such companies. But imagine a situation where the dollar becomes weak and the rupee strengthens. Imports get cheaper, especially oil, which can ease inflation and improve margins for companies that import raw materials. Exporters may lose price advantage. Indian products will become relatively costlier abroad, and exporters may face pressure unless they raise their productivity or prices. USD earnings by IT and IT services company converts into fewer rupee, which can reduce the reported profits if not hedged earlier. So a simple assessment will be to assume that the near-term risk is not a single event, but higher volatility due to tighter linkages between currency moves, bond market liquidity, and leveraging positions. The medium-term theme is incremental system transition towards a more diversified settle mechanism as well as reserve currency. India's policy challenge is to manage near-term spillovers while building long-term resilience and options for itself. If you have liked this video, do subscribe to my channel and like, comment, and share your views. Thank you very much.